Hey there out there. Today I'm going to be testing some Jukebox, Rowe Jukebox amplifiers. Got some in from some people that needed rebuilt because they were dead. I'm going to be testing them on my R-90 Jukebox because it's compatible with the amplifiers. And the ones we're going to be testing today are these 130 watt Rowe. Really nice sounding jukeboxes, I feel, you know, for the money. You can pick them up pretty cheap, and they play great. So let me get the amplifier in there, take mine out, and we'll do a test run, see how it sounds. Okay, back with the Rowe amplifier testing. So here's the inside. In case anyone's interested, you know, you get your mechanism. I have the light works here, but I've got it off right now. Your amplifier goes down here, and you can see where the amplifier is at, the power supply, the speaker transformers where you can tap off for different volumes, or you want to run externals. You also have 70 volt hookups down there if you're running into 70 volt speakers up in the ceilings like they used to do back in the day, and little like we had a bunch of cafes and stuff. But anyway, let's see how this thing, if it's working. All I did is I bench tested all the voltages, making sure the filter caps were putting out what it's supposed to, making sure the 5 amp fuses were getting their stuff, make sure the bias was really low. And so let's see here. Pick a number here. Let's see how she scans. My mechanism needs some work. My Sprague clutch is gotten a crack in it. And there she goes. All right. Won't play it very long, that way I don't get dinged from YouTube. But yeah, so far a success. As I was saying, my mechanism, you get to certain numbers, you see how it's got slop right there, so much backlash. My Sprague clutch has gotten a couple of broken notches. I've got a new one on order, and I'll do a video on that, on taking it apart and putting the new Sprague in, so you don't have that sloppy backlash stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to swap some boards because I do have another amplifier. This is a little bit older model. This is using the round plugs. And I don't have one of those adapters anymore that you could adapt to the square plugs, because my jukebox, the 92 or the 90, uses the square connectors. But the boards are interchangeable. So I will take these boards out. You see I recapped these. I always put little black marks on them so I know I recapped them. Checked all the resistors. I did this on the bench too, making sure I had the proper voltages every place, and that the biasing coming off of the resistor was really low. This one, a guy brought it, had no transistor, so I had to put all new transistors in, and you know, so clean it up, new heatsink compound and stuff. But I'm gonna at least try the boards out and make sure that the boards sound good. So I'll give you guys an update on that. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, I'm back with my R-90, my Rowe AMI R-90 jukebox. I was testing the amplifier, but as I was swapping the boards around, the postman showed up, and I had my new Sprague clutch, or Sprague Gear. Figured I'd show you how to do that stuff. So quickly here, if I got the lid open, which most people know, but then also you have two little clips here that will open up to your front end, give you a little more room, like that. Then as you look down at the mechanism here, you can see, to get the mech out, it's not too hard. You will take off the input for the stylus that goes over to the amplifier, and then you will take off this power mech down here. Kind of dark, but you can see that there. That little plug here, there's a little plug there, that does not need to be undone. So that's And then we will undo the down below here. I wish I had more light. Let me be right back. Okay, I'm back. Grabbed a little light. So down here on the mechanism, you'll have this plug here, which comes off. Oh no, actually that can stay on. That's the meter plug. I'm sorry. That was a lie. That does not need to come off. But this plug coming from the CPU or the CCC needs to come off. After you got that, you can just grab the mechanism. You can see where there were at one time, if you had shipping bolts, those were there to keep the mechanism stable. But now I usually just grab one hand up here and one hand down on the frame, and I lift that on out. So I'm going to do that off camera because I don't have a stand for it. Okay, so now to get to the Sprague, which sits, don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is it back here, right here, and it has a gear that engages back here with our flywheel that also has the opto for counting from the home position to where it knows it's at. Mine's all busted up back there, and I'll show you once I get it out. You'll see how it's busted up. But anyways, so I'm gonna take this part out here, and to get that out, I'm gonna take off the mech control board. It's not very hard. You have plugs. They're all keyed in different sizes, so you can't mix them up. But if you get worried, you can just take a Sharpie and put the little number on the plug if you want to get that out of the way. Like I said, they just pull off. Pretty simple. And I usually don't like grabbing the wires, but try to grab in that, especially on this one, the stylus, your inputs. The wires are very thin, so try to get as much of the plastic casing as you can, so we're not doing that. Okay, so we got those off. Some of the different variations might have a couple screws. This one here has one screw in the bottom, and then the other part slides up into the frame. It's got a slot. So I'm gonna get that off real fast and show you what's there. As you see, it was pretty simple. I said one screw, and you just turn it sideways. And then this is one of the ones with the notches in it, and it just drops out and you can pull it on out. Now we're gonna get back here and get the Sprague motor and the clutch or the gear out so we can change the back of that. There are 3 screws, one down there, one up top, one over to the side. You have 4 wires, and you can mark them if you want to, or you can write it down somewhere and memorize it. So this one here has a yellow with a black line going to the top, and the other one goes to the bottom, so remember that. And then I have a white wire and a black wire to the back. So I'm gonna mark that down on the side so I know where they're at, and I'm gonna pull those off. Here's the Sprague motor removed. So you have the electric motor itself. And then on the back, you have your gear. You can see this one. Let me set it down here. It's pretty busted up. Big chunk all the way out right here. You can see gear part here and gear part there had come out. So it wasn't, it would stop, and sometimes the backlash would let it come back. So it was grabbing on the frame itself. It was grabbing records crooked, things like that. And it all just started happening really pretty fast. So once it started breaking, it just kept on going. So I'm going to take it apart, and then we'll get the new one out. Okay, as I started taking the E-clip off, which was right here, which lets this first gear come off, I was noticing the slop, and the grommets had gotten hard and broken out over time too, so that's what gave this kind of slop. So this would have been on its way out for a while. I've had this jukebox since in the house since 1989, because we pulled it off the route when the CD jukeboxes started coming out. I ordered my new one, and you can see this. Grommet's already in place, new drive gear, the new Sprague with its gear. Got this from a very nice gentleman, Bruce Wentworth, at A and B Jukebox Repair. If you guys need parts, he's got tons of stuff for all these Rowe's 45 players and into the CD era too. So just a shout out to him. I'll get it swapped over and show you what it looks like. Back with a new installed. Look at that. Watches right in, solid, no more slop, so I'll have no more backlash. Won't have the gripper arm missing where it's picking up at, and all that good stuff that I've been having the problems with. So I'm going to reinstall this. It's just a reverse order. You can't get it in and out without taking your records out. You have to maneuver just a little bit to get it to the flat backing plate to get up into here, so you come around this arm here. It can be done, just kind of like a little jigsaw puzzle, up and out and stuff like that. So, and then get the 3 screws, and then we'll get it back in, and then I will do my opto setting again once I have it all back in, to make sure the home position, it's lined up correctly where it's supposed to be, so that when the carousel starts to spin, it knows its count as it goes around and round and round. Sprague motor's all reinstalled with the new Sprague Gear. A little pointer, because it'd make it a lot easier. Get yourself a 1/4-inch nut driver, but get one that's probably 12 inches long or so. This little 6-inch one makes it kind of hard. Had to work at it. Had to take this little clamp off that's holding the meter wires on to be able to get in there properly, especially for that back corner one there. And so all the wires are hooked back up. So I'll put the mech control board back on, and then we'll get it back in the jukebox. So once the mech's back in, you want to set the gripper arm to selection 99. I did that just by pushing in on the armature, so I could then spin this to 99, and you see how we got no slop there. I don't have a camera stand, so I gotta kind of do this as I go, as I'm holding. What we're gonna look for is down here on the optic switch home and the optic switch index. Right now we have a light on the index, so I have to loosen it up somehow. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. So you loosen up this 1/4-inch bolt right here, just enough where I'll be able to move this up and down. So that's looking at a small hole on the gear that drives the whole thing. So what you do is you want the home to be there, then the index switch, and then you go just past it, and that should be your home spot. So I gotta tighten it up and shut the camera off. Okay, sorry about that. So it's kind of hard to do this, but again, down there where the home and the index, you bring it till you have both lights on, and then you keep moving the opto just past it to where the opto switch index light goes out, and then you tighten down your 1/4-inch drive there. So let me put some credits on this. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's hard to hold the camera and maneuver stuff around because I don't have a box all stripped down where I can just do all this. So anyway, once it's there, put some credits on there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go in 1/4 turns of the carousel. So we'll do 125, 150, 175, and then 100. So it goes just past there. So there we hit 125, picks it up, puts it down. As you see, there's no slop in the carousel anymore. 150, right on target. No slop in there. Oh, we hit 176. Did I push the wrong number? I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back. I might have hit 176. There's 100. Let's go back to 175 and make sure it wasn't a bonehead move by me. Yep, 175. So I hit the wrong number. So it's hit every segment and working really well. Then she's done. So anyway, that's what to do for your Sprague clutch. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, last video on this, I have those other boards put into the other amplifier chassis. So we test the boards out, got the new Sprague clutch gear on there, got the grill going. That's why I like using this jukebox a lot, because it's right where I can play music while we're out grilling and stuff. Got a beverage, I'm ready to go. Let's see how this thing sounds. Let's do a little Jerry Reed. All right, amplifier working, carousel working again. It's time to listen to some music and get some grilling done. You guys enjoy the day.